Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to Real Talk. Well, I'm Real Talk. I'm going to bring you my Premier League Game Week 11 predictions, the final weekend before I go on holiday. Now, I know. I'll still do, but big weekend. You know, Arsenal just beating Liverpool. Weekend. I literally just watched us beat Bodo Glimt, as you can probably tell by the black shirt. A week of positives, a season of positives. In fact, well, yeah. Anyway, let's get straight into it. No messing about here. But do make sure you leave a like on the video and hit the subscribe button as well if you're new. Share it around. So first up, Brentford versus Brighton and Hove Albion. Now I asked myself, how difficult when I saw this, when the thing popped from the Premier League out this morning, how difficult is this game going to be to predict? Well, at first, when I was typing these in, I was like, 2-0 Brentford. Oh no, 2-0 Brighton. Because both of them are in a considerably good form. Like, if you take a look at both of these two's form, you'll find that this season both of them have done considerably well. Brentford have won 2, Brighton have won 4. Brentford have lost 3, Brighton have lost 2. And Brentford have drawn 4, and Brighton have drawn 2. Form guide, Brighton a bit better off. Brentford's only win in the last 5 was a 5-2 against Leeds. They drew 1-1 to Palace, lost 3-0 to Arsenal, lost 5-1 to Newcastle, and drew 0-0 with Bournemouth. Brighton, on the other hand, 1-0 winners over Leeds, 2-1 defeat to Fulham, smashed Leicester 5-2, drew 3-3 to Liverpool, and lost 1-0 to Tottenham. So, both of these two had not a bad start. Brighton did the double last season, but I can see Brentford as well having a good game. So I can't see anything more than a draw, because I think both of these two will score, and I think both of them will score 2. And I think both of them will have a good game. So yeah, Brentford 2, Brighton 2. Leicester versus Palace next up. Not really much to talk about this game, but Leicester, how awful have they been at the start of this season? Woeful. 7 defeats for the Leicester. Defeats for the Leicester. They've drawn 1, won 1. Rock bottom. Palace 15th, won 2, drawn 3, lost 3. Palace are in a better form. They're in a better place as a club. And I'm going to back in Palace for the win here because, I think that Palace can win. And I think that Leicester are just not good enough at the moment. So, for that reason, albeit Leicester 0, Palace 2. And we'll move on to Fulham versus Bournemouth. 2 sides who are pro for the Championship. 2 sides who are known as yo-yo sides, but might be able to change that this season if they stay up. Now, both of these two had good starts to the season. I think Bournemouth have had quite a good start to the season. They've actually done better in the last 5 form than Fulham, because Fulham started the season really well with a 2-2. In fact, Fulham started the season with a 2-2 draw to Liverpool. Then they drew to Wolves. Then they beat Brentford 3-2. Then the first defeat came against Arsenal. Then they beat Brighton. Then they lost to Spurs. Then they beat Forest. And then 2 defeats on the bounce to Newcastle and West Ham. Bournemouth, on the other hand, they, I think, have done really well, because I've seen sides perform worse than Bournemouth this season, but they have only lost the games you would expect them to lose. Beat Aston Villa, wiped them away. They lost 4-0 to Man City. Expect that. It's a promoted side against literally a big six side. What do you expect? Then they lost 3-0 to Arsenal. Expected again. Lost 9-0 to Bournemouth, Liverpool. Bit too much, but expected. And you know what? Those 3 games, losing them does not define AFC Bournemouth. They had 3 games against 3 elite sides in a row, and they lost them all. But then they bounced back. They drew 0-0 to Wolves. They beat Forest 3-2. They got a 1-1 draw against Newcastle, which I think they should have won that. They drew 0-0 to Brentford, and then come back from 1-0 down to win 2-1 against Leicester. So, even though Bournemouth are in the better form, I think Fulham are still a great side, and I think it's going to finish Fulham 2, AFC Bournemouth 2. Wolves versus Nottingham Forest, nothing to talk about. 2 sides had a shambolic start to the season. It's going to be Wolves 0, Forest 0. And we'll move on to Tottenham versus Everton now. Everton have had an okay start to the season. They've not been woeful. I think woeful would be harsh against Everton. You feel as though they're playing well, but they're not necessarily getting the results required. They were on a good run of form in the last 4 games. They drew 1-1 to Leeds, held back Liverpool to a 0-0 draw, beat West Ham and beat Southampton, but then that 2-1 defeat to Manchester United. Ouch. Tottenham have been in good form all season up until the defeat to Arsenal. Came back and beat Brighton away from home. And it rips me apart to say it, but Tottenham are winning this 3-1. And we'll move on to Aston Villa, who take on Chelsea. Chelsea at Villa Park. Nothing more to say than Villa are crap. Chelsea are moving up through the gears this season under Graham Potter. 4-0 Chelsea. Leeds versus Arsenal next. Now a game that maybe Leeds might have a go at, but I think that Arsenal should find it comfortable. I think we're in a good form. I can't see us losing. Clean sheet, 2-goal win. Leeds 0, Arsenal 2. And we'll move on to United, Newcastle. Manchester United versus Newcastle. So, a weird one actually this to call. Because Newcastle haven't started the season that badly. They've only lost 1 game, 2-1 to Liverpool. Other than that, it's been a case of draws and wins. United lost 6-3 in the Manchester derby, but they came straight back and beat Everton 2-1. So you're thinking, But I don't want to see Manchester United win another game. And to be honest with you, I can't see Newcastle losing at this moment. So it's another 2-2 for me. Southampton versus West Ham. I'm sorry, Southampton fans. You did well against West Ham last season. You did really well at the London Stadium, I thought. To win 3-2 and draw 0-0. But I can just see the Hammers finding their edge at the end of the day and getting a cheeky 1-0 win. But that doesn't mean to say you'll lose more games. It just means that I just don't think you'll... I think you'll play well, but I don't think you'll find the goal in time, and West Ham will find some late edge to their game and snatch a 1-0 win. And finally, Liverpool versus Man City. It's on the agenda for me to say this. 3-1 Man City. Liverpool have been pretty damn shambles this season. That 3-2 to beat Arsenal defined it all for Liverpool. Really did. They've not been good enough at all. I'm sorry, but they've not. They drew 2-2 to Fulham. They should be beating Fulham. Drew 1-1 to Palace, which should be beating Palace. An embarrassing defeat to Manchester United at Old Trafford, especially after beating them by 9 goals to 0 aggregate last season. Can't lose 2-1 at Old Trafford. Beat Bournemouth 9-0, beat Newcastle, then drew to Everton, drew 3-3 to Brighton, which is embarrassing, and then we're beaten 3-2 at the Emirates. So Liverpool are not on a good start, but City have got Haaland, and what's Haaland going to do? Score goals. Yeah, that's right. He's going to score goals. I mean, Haaland himself has got already out of 9 appearances, 15 goals this season. No appearances as a sub, so he started every game. So I know the 22-year-old is having an absolute field season. And I literally think that Liverpool will be in for a hard day with him scoring 15 goals already. He could get a hat-trick tomorrow at Anfield. You never know. I mean, Liverpool may turn up. They did beat Rangers 7-1, but I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know what to say about Liverpool. I really don't. It's just a case of guessing. No, not been good enough this season at all. They were lucky to get 2-2 all draws last season. This season, though, they're getting it in Liverpool. Anyway, that's it from me. Thank you very much for watching. Those were the game week 11 predictions. Thank you very much for watching. Have a lovely rest of your evening. Or whenever you see this. You know, if you see this tomorrow before the Saturday night football. Before the Friday night football. Well, just enjoy whatever day you're watching this. And whether it's the rest of it or whatever. Just enjoy. Enjoy your day. Thank you all for watching. Leave a like, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one, which will be Brentford versus Brighton tomorrow. Kick off 8 o'clock, and we go live at 7:45. So see you tomorrow. Bye bye.